The following segment is sponsored by Smith Injury Law and 300hurt.com.
Welcome back. Over the last few weeks, we've been breaking down some of the information in the book, 10 Critical Mistakes to Avoid If You're Injured in a Car Wreck. The author of that book, Richard Smith of Smith Injury Law, is with us this morning. Thanks for being here.
I enjoy it every time.
Before we break down the final tips out of this book for our viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself, your areas of practice.
Well, I practice automobile accident law, workers' compensation, Social Security disability cases, anything involving a personal injury. I handle it personally at my law firm, Smith Injury Law. We have an office in Spartanburg, Greenville, and Asheville. I'm licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina.
And you handle those cases yourself. I always think that sets you apart.
Yes, I do. I've got a great staff, but I do all the legal work myself.
All right. Well, let's dive right back into the 10 critical mistakes to avoid if you're injured in a car wreck. Mistake number 8 is failing to pursue other types of cases that may arise out of the automobile accident.
Yeah, that's very important, because sometimes if you're on the job when the accident happens, you have a workers' comp claim and you also have an auto accident claim. That's one example. Also, sometimes you have a tire blowout situation where the tire blows out and causes the accident. You think it's a one-car accident, nobody could be at fault. Well, the tire's not supposed to blow out. That's a definite possibility of a tire blowout case there. You also have a thing called a crashworthiness case, where the vehicle is in a bad accident and somebody is killed, for example, and then they look back and say, well, this vehicle should not have collapse like this. A lot of times you see on the big roofs on trucks where the big 18-wheelers, the entire roof is caved in. It's not supposed to happen. That's a definite issue. So there's all kind of issues that if you don't look into, you end up missing.
And most people wouldn't know to look into those.
Absolutely.
Mistake number 9 is failing to negotiate down the medical bills and liens. This happens because people don't assume they have any leverage to negotiate, right?
Well, it's very true, because first of all, and people don't. I mean, lawyers do. If you don't have an attorney, they're not going to give you a discount. They're going to give you the same, maybe 10% cash discount at the hospital. But if you have a case where you have less insurance coverage than you have actual medical bills, the lawyer can negotiate those bills down a lot of times, because there's only so much insurance coverage available. If the person has no insurance or they have no way of paying the bill in full, they will work with you if you present the case properly to them. Without an attorney, though, no discount.
Gosh, and just that negotiation is worth getting representation.
Yeah, I've had cases before where I can truthfully say that the amount of bills that I saved the client by negotiations paid my entire fee.
Wow, that's amazing. Finally, mistake 10 is choosing the wrong health care provider. What do people need to keep in mind when selecting a doctor?
There's a lot of people out there that will claim to treat you for a car accident. Some of those people are good, some of them are not very good. And some of them don't understand the entire process. They will not work with you on the bills. They will overcharge you, or they will sometimes undercharge you. They will not document your injuries properly. They will not, they'll make you pay out of your pocket, up front. They don't treat you the way you should be treated. You were in a car accident, you were hurt, it's not your fault. You shouldn't be having to pay out of your pocket every single time.
And you can work and help them identify some of the best doctors to be working with.
I know all the good ones and all the bad ones, because I've seen them on both sides of the case. I've seen good doctors help clients. I've seen bad doctors not help clients. And we can always recommend somebody to you, especially if you don't have a doctor that you go to regularly. And also, you'll make sure that the doctor understands the personal injury case and is not, anti-plaintiff. And some doctors are. They just don't believe in pain and suffering. They assume the person is faking when they don't have a broken bone, but they're still in pain. Picking the right doctor is very important.
Yep, it's unfortunate when that assumption happens, but you've seen it.
I've seen doctors hurt their clients' cases a lot by saying things in the medical records that just were not helpful.
All right, excellent. Well, anybody watching can request this book from you. There's a lot of valuable information inside. The number is on your screen right now. You can get in touch with Richard Smith at 300hurt or visit 300hurt.com. Anything else to add before we let you go today?
Just be careful. It's raining. It's supposed to rain a lot more tomorrow, and drive slower in the rain. Don't hydroplane, and make sure your tires are not slick.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Richard Smith, Smith Injury Law, thanks so much for joining us today. We look forward to having you back next week.
Thank you.
All right, send it back to you in the
Now,
studio.